Hello, everyone. Welcome to Australian Transformers Weekly. This is a special edition podcast. We're recording on a Thursday night instead of a Friday night, which is when we usually do it. We've got 4 people on the podcast tonight, and we've all seen The Last Night, and we all have thoughts and feelings, and we are going to think them at you, and we're going to feel them at you. So joining me tonight, I'm Jason. I'm your regular host for Australian Transformers Weekly. Joining me tonight, we have Mikey. How are you doing, Mikey?
Good. I shouted you your first viewing experience of this movie, so that was good.
You owed me a drink though, so it's either a case of you get me drunk or you buy me a movie.
Or this movie just gets you so mentally confused it gets you drunk.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah, so there you go.
John Ryan, up in Queensland. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good. It's been a busy night. I think everyone didn't come in last night for the State of Origin, all came in tonight instead. So
no, they didn't.
That sort of sucked because I got last night off to watch the movie. So which I thought was great. I missed the busy night, but then
John, let's not mention the State of Origin on this podcast.
Yeah, hey, I'm a Blues supporter too, Mike.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not go into that at all.
So look, there's a little bit of Queensland and New South Wales rivalry going on. Let's introduce the Victorian, Kathleen Wright. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Just woke up from my nap 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, so let me be clear, right? For State of Origin, you don't give a shit, do you?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you
Queensland.
Whoa, okay.
I'm wearing the colours.
Oh my God, what's going on? So, John, how come you're a New South Wales supporter?
Because I was born in New South Wales, and I'm true to where I'm born, not where I just live.
I know, Andy has taste. So,
yeah.
So how about that local sports ball team, eh?
Yeah, when they kicked those goals and Quidditch and stuff, that was fantastic.
How's about those footballs, eh?
Yeah, them footballs.
Yeah.
Football.
You gotta get the southern accent.
Let's do this. Let's play some football.
Kick the pigskin.
All right,
I'm not even going to try the accent. I can't do that.
It's okay because we've gone into the weeds early.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear my prime accent.
Oh shit.
I think now might be a good time to trot out the prime accent, John.
No, it's crap.
I'm
Optimus Prime.
Okay, so you went. I have to say, a lot of us last night went to the laser screening in Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane. Kathleen, where did you see it? Did you go to the laser screening in Melbourne at the Jam Factory?
No, I went to Knox.
Right. So you're the only one who didn't get the awkward Optimus Prime in front of the movie. Did you get that, John?
Oh yeah, really? That's right. Oh man,
I don't even know.
Mikey doesn't know. Sorry.
Oh, because it's a laser
That was the
thing.
worst Prime ever. I was
What was it?
I am Optimus Prime. I can't even do it.
What was it? Was
that
it a
bad.
laser exclusive?
It was nothing.
Yeah, this dude trying to.
It was a slide that was just had a picture of Optimus Prime and said, welcome to the laser screening of last night, and they had the worst Optimus Prime impression.
The worst Cullen impersonator ever.
I'm Optimus Prime. Welcome to the laser screening. I was like, love laser for letting us crash their party.
It's just a picture of his face. It's not moving or anything. Yet he's talking to you. It's just the shot from the poster.
Sets the tone. Sets the tone for the movie in some ways, doesn't it? Ooh.
It's just as good as that.
Yes. So, look, I do want to before we get into it. How many times has everyone seen the movie?
Once.
Oh, I've seen it twice.
Jason's twice.
I went twice because Mikey enticed me to go and see it on Tuesday night, and then I went to the laser screening last night because I'd helped organise it for TCCA, so I had to go, even though I was very tired from getting home late on Tuesday night. So I got home even later last night. So if I fall asleep on the podcast, please forgive me. Now, so who went with a group of Transformers fans as well?
Me.
No, just
I even went with a Transformer.
So
did you bring Phoenix?
Yes. To the cinemas and sat him on the chair next to me.
Yes.
That's cute.
Awesome.
You had Megatron too, didn't you?
And you didn't die.
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't, because he's in Queensland where it's okay to walk around with Megatron.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to call out Kathleen. This is the first time you've been on the podcast, so would you like to tell people a little bit about yourself? And we can see in the background for people watching on video, we can see in the background that you've got at least Metroplex and Fort Max
like here
behind you.
Yeah. So I'm Kathleen from Kathleen's Clutter. I have a YouTube channel. I review toys, not just Transformers, but mainly Transformers. That's all I have. And yeah, it's pretty much sums up me.
So you can go to YouTube and you can search for Kathleen's Clutter with a K if you'd like to find Kathleen's video reviews. What's your most recent review, Kathleen?
Forgot which one. The Zeta Toys.
That's right. Yeah.
Blast Off, I think.
Yeah. So that's pretty impressive. You've got 2 prototypes of third-party figures.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
Awesome. That's really cool. I watched
Toybot Imports decided to talk to me and decided to send them to me, which was fucking great.
And you got me hooked on Toybot, so now I'm gonna start using them. So that's good.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
He's a good guy.
He is a great guy.
All right, we're 5 minutes in, and we've got we've managed to recommend a retailer already. So this is going well.
Before we get into the movies, can I say is that a yellow submarine on your shelf, Kathleen?
Like yeah, it's a Lego.
Is that the Lego one?
Yeah, sweet, awesome.
Yes. I'm just kind of also hoping we're not going to get IP infringement from the video game in the background. I don't think it's big enough. It's.
I'm sure it will be fine.
Yeah.
My hand, yeah.
That's so good. It's so good. I just thought that'd be the weirdest thing for us to. Nah, it should be fine. There's so many video game channels on YouTube though.
Maybe they'll see your face, Mikey, and just take it off.
Just take it straight down. That would be a thing. That's why I like to clothe myself in darkness. That's why I clothe myself in darkness so you can't fully see who I am.
Clothe yourself in darkness.
And speaking of clothing, I gotta ask, how many times a week do you wear that Soundwaves t-shirt? Because you had it on Tuesday.
I have the same t-shirt.
I think everyone has the t-shirt.
He's also wearing it.
It's called a washing machine, mate. Have you heard of it?
Maybe he has.
I haven't been able to do my washing
of them.
You have 7 washing machines?
No, 7 t-shirts, you idiot.
Oh, nice. No. Well,
what would 7 washing machines help if there's only one shirt?
I thought you just said you had 7 washing machines. I was just like, what do you want, a bloody laundry mill or something?
It's probably the only Kmart t-shirt that doesn't shrink.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really nice one. Yeah, another Kmart as well. Go to Kmart and Toybots. There you
go. Kbot Imports Mart.
Yes, that one. Oh.
No.
Yeah, I almost went somewhere. Yeah. I was just like,
lucky you didn't have that extra letter in there.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on, please. Oh, shit.
All right, let's talk about the movie. We are here to talk about Transformers Last Night. We are recording on Thursday, the 22nd of June. The movie has just officially hit Australian cinemas. We've all been to advanced screenings, and I'm vaguely aware that I broke the review embargo of the movie, but I also didn't agree to a review embargo of the movie and paid to go and see an advanced screening. So we had one of the first reviews in the world to be published.
The cops are on the way.
Mate. Yeah, they are. They're actually just cruising up and down the street looking for the door. So ballpark figure. It's been a couple of days. We've had a bit of time to digest it. Does the movie get a thumbs up or a thumbs down from you? I'm going to start with John.
I'd like to say I could give a big Chuck Norris, but unfortunately, thumbs down.
Oh no, we've started with a negative early. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, and that is notable from me because I hate the movies. But yeah, Kathleen.
Hey, and I love the movies.
Thumbs down, unfortunately.
Mikey.
Yay.
Yeah, it's...
Mikey, you came out of the cinema game. That was fucking incredible.
I did. So I'm going to give it an up. But like, there's just like, after just thinking about it, because I said, after I watched Age of Extinction, I said, oh, that was really, really awesome. And then I just went back and watched it again. I'm just like, oh, wow. We are product placing like the shit out of this movie. That whole movie was just one big cluster of product placements, and it was just horrible. At least this movie didn't do it that much. So
That's right. So this movie was quite light on product placement in comparison to its predecessor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall the items that were actually the product placements?
No, but I remember Age of Extinction, the bloody Victoria's Secret bus slow motion. You know, that one was just the biggest kick in the guts. But no, I can. Oh, Bud Light. Bud Light was in there.
Yeah, there was Bud Light. The little mini Dinobot picked it up from the fridge and flew it over to Cade's hand, perfectly placing the logo pointing at the camera.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe the computers and stuff, but other than that, can't really think of many.
Yeah,
which is good.
So we've got 2 thumbs up and we've got 2 thumbs down. So I'm going to ask a different question to thumbs up or thumbs down. Did you enjoy it? And I think this is an important question because there is a difference between enjoying the movie and it being a quantifiably good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen's got the finger to her lips. She's thinking very carefully. She's got
a lot of thoughts in there. She's like,
I'll just come straight out and say I enjoyed it. I gave up hating Michael Bay movies sometime during Age of Extinction when I realized that they'd reunited Cullen and Welker as the voices of Prime and Megatron. And at that point, I really don't give a shit. They can do whatever they want. So, Kathleen, what are your thoughts on whether or not the movie's enjoyable?
Well, first of all, I didn't hate it because it's a Michael Bay movie. I would always watch any of the Transformer movies. I just wasn't interested. Like, there was just nothing that grabbed me from the beginning, and it was literally 2 hours in and there was still nothing that was explained, and I was like, what's going on? And
so, I think explaining things is actually something we're going to touch on later on. There are a number of things that go on in this movie that are not explained.
No, there's 3 major ones that pissed a Transformer fan off.
But I just didn't like it.
Yeah. John?
Yeah, I mean, like, I watched all the other 4 before I was even in TCCR or any Transformer group, so I loved them, went and saw them every like the day that they came out, went and saw it, and I'd sit there and watch it, there'd be nothing in my mind picking at the movie or anything. But this one was the first movie that I honestly sat there, and even trying not to, I couldn't help but pick things in the movie, and maybe it's because I'm part of our podcast and we saw things photos of stuff that wasn't then even in it, and so it could even be my own fault why I don't like it as much as the previous 4. But yeah, it was just so loose. Like you just like Kathleen said, you never felt like anything was really happening. Like it was, there was no direction to it. Like unfortunately, I definitely, I disliked it more than I enjoyed it.
You sound like you're exhausted while watching it.
Pretty much.
Sounds like he's exhausted by talking about it.
Because I like the other 4. I still think Michael Bay can do a decent just action film for what it's worth. But this just left me guessing and confused and going, seriously, like even a kid would find holes in this. Like, no one even cared that Megatron just appeared. Like even Earth didn't care. They're just like, we're fine with this. Like,
what sends shivers down my spine? Megatron. But wasn't he Galvatron? Shut up!
So that is quite funny. I thought. So as we were talking about this before we started recording, I keep calling him Josh Duhamel, but I saw an MTV recording from the red carpet, and they were like, Josh Duhamel. Okay, Duhamel. Josh Duhamel said in his character. I can't remember his character's name. In fact, I think for the movies like this, I just reflect.
He's the bald guy, right?
I just. No, he's the soldier guy who was in 1 to 3.
Okay. I thought
Lennox, something Lennox.
Lennox. He's like Megatron, that voice and stuff. Well, no, because when you knew Megatron, he had Hugo Weaving's voice.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, he was Galvatron.
Yeah, but clearly it's meant to be the same voice. Hugo Weaving just didn't want to come back. He was screw it.
Can we diverge for a minute just to talk about the fact that they actually gave They gave Welker as Megatron some great G1 inspired lines. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was really happy when they had the battle in the weirdly abandoned town, yet that still had someone cleaning the hotel.
Yep.
And then right when the battle was gone south, he's like, "Decepticons, retreat!" It's
That
like,
was
yes,
great.
Yeah.
I
yes,
looked at
thank you.
Jason whenever he said that. I'm just like, yes, that is one of the. That's what I wanted to hear. That was good. I believe. What was the question? I don't think I got asked it.
No,
Did you like it?
We didn't.
Did I like it?
No, did you enjoy it?
Did I enjoy it? Look, yeah.
No, I know you enjoyed it. That's kind of why I've left it to last.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Because
Well, okay.
you constantly leaned over and told me how much you were enjoying the movie.
I did.
He loved everything
And
about it.
you nearly, like, every time something big happened, like, you know, the reveal of, say, let's go there early, the reveal of Unicron, you nearly fell out of your seat with excitement.
Oh,
He
and
did
Nemesis.
that every
I
time
fell
he
out of my
saw a
seat.
horn.
Does that
Like
make me
Unicron.
horny?
What?
No, but okay. So with my experiences, I think of myself as a brain master. Okay, whenever I go to watch these movies, and what the brain master for a human does is you get your brain and you just chuck it out the window, and then you just go watch these movies. So as a movie where you just got to sit back and just take everything in and just like it's happening, you know. I enjoyed it. I definitely did, and I loved all the G1 nods. And every time we had a G1 nod, I was just like poking Jason, just like, "Oh, they did that. That was awesome." I was
And I was like, I know, shut up.
I just couldn't help it because I was just like, but for some strange reason, I mean, this is the first movie I think we've had where the logo didn't transform; it just appeared.
Yeah.
So I was kind of waiting for the moment where the logo transformed to get, the shivers down my spine, but like it didn't happen. It just appeared. I'm just like, oh, okay. So that was a little bit of a letdown just at the start. So I was kind of like, I wasn't super excited. Like whenever I saw the other ones, just like seeing that logo coming in and transforming, I really enjoyed that. And I thought that was a really great experience for the movies, but it just didn't happen. So I just thought, oh, this is going to be a weird one then. But
I thought it was interesting that they did the production company logos, then immediately just did like the black screen with a couple of credits on it, and then went straight into it with the Paramount logo.
Yeah.
And then there was the scene, and then they cut to space, and there's a Transformers: The Last Night logo.
Yeah, just like sticker, and that's it. No transformation. I was expecting like a transformation of a thing, and then a big sword to come in, just came in.
Yeah.
It was boring.
So Mikey's chief complaint about the movie is the fact that the logo didn't animate.
Only thing.
So
Everything
he's doing
else.
pretty well then.
Everything else, 100% perfect. You know me.
So I should actually mention, if you haven't already noticed, it is going to be a spoiler heavy review. I do have a point in the run sheet to mention that there is a spoiler warning, but we've already said
Unicron.
Unicron.
Blew right past that.
Yep.
We are deep in spoiler territory. So if you haven't realized already and you don't want too many spoilers for the movie, I suggest you switch off. Otherwise, please do keep on listening. So
Everyone dies. Unicron wins. No.
If only.
that's the next movie.
Yeah.
That's how they're going to reboot this,
Just
I'd be
destroy
down
the
for
human race. We'll just go over to another galaxy,
Yeah.
find an alternate universe. We'll just go,
Just destroy the human race, and then there just can be Transformers in
Yes.
the movie.
Why not? Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yes.
Yes.
They'll set off a logic bomb and they'll shunt Earth into another dimension.
Yeah. we're gonna-
Kill all the humans.
So I want to talk about Cogman.
Oh.
So in the lead up to the movie, we've been calling him Cogman, but the Anthony Hopkins' pronunciation of many things in the movie was amazing. His real name is Cogman. Cogman, and he's voiced by Jim Carter from Downton Abbey. And I gotta say, he had the most voice acting work of anyone in the movie. Like, Optimus Prime was not in half of the movie, and
90%. He was not in.
by the way, did you even notice when he wasn't there?
No.
I didn't notice. It wasn't until he came back I was like, shit, Optimus is actually in the movie as well.
Oh,
I thought they did a good job of covering Optimus Prime's absence. They gave us plenty of plenty of things to do
Everything
and
else.
see. And they gave us a very entertaining character in Cogman, who has a potty mouth, is a little bit crazy,
He's
is
great.
a little bit overprotective. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic.
Jason asked me, you said your thought his voice was who? I
So
can't remember.
He was Jim Carter from Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who he was. I thought at first he might have been someone like Stephen Fry, and you said, "Oh no, he's definitely."
It's definitely
the
the
voice in Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey, just like he's the butler, because my mum watches that show. She watched the entire thing. I'm just like, that just sounds so familiar. And what a good voice!
His voice is so good and so wrong for the stature of his character, but utterly amazing. And I was thinking, when I saw the second one last night, I think my favorite line might be when they turn up in the undersea ship. Bumblebee flicks Cogman into the water, and then he swims back up. He's like, "Now you're both on my shit list."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm not going to go in there. That'll make my gears go right into that."
Bumblebee's just like, whatever.
That was good. Very
So Cogman, comic relief. Awesome new character, very good at playing the organ and also very good at wailing.
Oh, that sounds great.
So he's good at wailing in an operatic way, and he's also good at wailing on someone with his fists.
But the one thing he's not good at, transforming.
So we are told that Cogman is a headmaster. So headmaster is now officially a thing in the Transformers cinematic universe. And he doesn't transform. He doesn't.
No. He was mentioned as a headmaster. They made an effort to say, "Oh yes, he's a headmaster." Like even Anthony Hopkins says it, and then nothing comes of it, which is really disappointing.
And he's got really good martial arts skills, considering he flips a robot like 7 or 8 times the physical mass of his body.
Oh yeah, with Crosshair's finger, just like crushes his finger. That was good.
I was wondering if they were going to with his ability to flip and do martial arts style moves. I was wondering if they were actually going to bring in the ancient Transformers martial art of Metallicato. And say that he was a student of it, but which is of course bludgeons.
And a bludgeon. Oh god, if they bring in bludgeon.
Well, they might bring bludgeon in. Who knows?
Why not?
That might be the next.
You never know.
Let's talk about some of the so we've talked about the fact that the movie itself has a potty mouth. Squeaks knows 3 words of dialogue. Now, last week on Australian Transformers Weekly, Mikey, you said that he can only say Chihuahua. Actually, it might have been Max. I don't think you were on last week.
Yeah, I think it was.
Sorry, I use you two interchangeably. But Max made the point.
We're just so, just alike. We're the young ones. We're forgettable. Who cares?
So Max made the point that we're going to move on. That Squeaks only says the word Chihuahua, which I actually had not heard before. And when he appeared on screen and he's like, "Oh, Chihuahua," I was like, "Oh shit."
Yes.
I didn't even hear that. I don't even remember.
He said it twice, and that's it.
Yeah. He said Chihuahua, but Mikey. So I noticed this in the first screening of the movie, and no one else did.
I didn't.
People definitely picked it up on the screening that we had last night. When he sneaks up on the gun emplacement up on Cybertron near the ignition chamber, he sneaks up on it and just jumps right in front of that gun and goes, "Fuck you!"
And I had no idea. And apparently that's a legit thing. Like, what?
Was that obvious to you, John and Kathleen?
Nope.
No.
I didn't even know he spoke.
Squeaks has quite the potty mouth, it turns out, because 1 out of the 3 words he knows is a curse word.
I was just upset that they showed him with his normal arms, but then his arm gets broken right at the start of the film, and then she just attaches that Decepticon arm onto him for the whole film. I'm like, well, why didn't they show him like that then?
That's why.
So did you
got
know
the potty mouth?
Yeah. He's quite hurt, and however, apparently the toy comes with an extra arm.
Yeah.
And now it seems
I didn't realize
Transformers can just combine onto dead Transformers, because that's what Squeak seems to do with that big gun. Just I'll just attach my arm onto that because that's legit. We all do this.
Let's talk about Transformers doing.
Jetfire had to kill himself to do it to Prime, but it's okay.
Okay, Bumblebee, you can just do it.
He was dying.
So Bumblebee's gained a weird new ability in this movie that we were unaware of. It was revealed in one of the trailers. Bumblebee has become a hero masher.
What?
Hero masher. Those
toys you can pull apart and put back together.
I was thinking more of
literally
a
hero
constructor
masher.
Would have been great if he could have done that when his legs got blown off in the other film, and then they just, had to drag him around. But no, like it's things like that really ruin that ability. Like,
Bumblebee just turned into a parts-forming transformer. Literally,
He's literally a transformer.
Yeah.
There was just like metal plates that just flew through the air. There was no mechanical bits on it whatsoever. Like his butt cheeks just went back onto him. I'm like, how is that even moving? That bit of metal just magically levitated through the air.
Yeah, Prime ripped his. I did notice this. Prime did rip his wings off, and then when he's coming back together, they just slowly slide down that hill onto him.
Yeah.
So,
they're like liquid metal.
I paid a bit more attention to the scene when he's fighting the TRF, and when it's all slow motion, this and that. And at one point, Cade actually grabs his door and smacks one of the TRF guys in the face, and then just sort of like lets it go, and it levitates up onto his body.
Yeah, weird. Also, TRF stands for, I found this out, Transformers Retirement Fund. So they're just trying to go out and get all the.
I think you may have Googled the wrong thing for that.
Okay.
And speaking of the TRF, and I noticed you wrote this as well, Kathleen, in your review. I was like, how good was seeing TIE fighters?
Yeah, exactly. The TIE bombers.
They've just got a whole army of little like TIE bombers and TIE.
It's clearly the next product to be released in the Star Wars Transformers crossovers line.
Exactly.
Yeah. God, like I heard so many people even in the cinema go, "Oh, TIE fighters!" Like I wasn't the only person. Like I seriously heard about 6 separate people go, "TIE fighters!" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely what they look like."
Wrong movie.
Yeah, definitely.
So actually, the drones I thought was interesting. I paid a little bit closer attention to them. They had this thing where like they'd fly around and they'd have their shields and their wings, and if they needed to ram something. They'd like put their shields up front and just go for it, and that's
cool.
That was what happened when it when the drone smashed Cade out of the glass elevator. It's armored itself up and just gone for it.
Yeah,
and they choose between.
That's right. And then Cogman rings up and he's like,
"Well, I'm sorry about this.
Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. He just went out the window. He's like, is he dead?"
And he's using like the old-fashioned phone as well, which is great.
That was attached to him. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Is he dead? I don't know, sir.
I like. I liked Jimmy's like is he okay? And Cogman's like, no, he's going to die.
That's right. Yeah, that was great. And that they can switch between live ammunition and beanbags because what? Remember how they shot the
shit out of the place to get in,
and then they shot one dude with the beanbag.
Yeah,
no, but that was a separate cannon on there, and like
I think it was, and it was also because it identified that it was a human.
They were obviously like, get this idiot out.
Oh yeah, okay, maybe because he wasn't one of the target ones. He was. Right, I remember he was creating a shield, so they can't
just go around killing people for the fun of it,
Exactly.
That's probably the end.
So it's clearly
clearly
not Trump's America.
Oh, let's not go to that. Unless you put the hat on.
It's out of reach.
Oh God, he's looking for it.
Out of reach. I can see it. The hat is over there, but it's out of reach.
Slowly creeping towards you. Oh God. What was I going to say? Yeah. So TRF never really got explained as well.
I think it was the Transformers Response Front or something like that.
Foundation
or Resistance, Foundation maybe. But yeah, so the TRF is it's the evolved version of what we saw in. Well, let's talk a little bit about the human-alien war then. So humans and Transformers are obviously at war. Humans have tolerated Transformers on Earth for a while, but now it's just straight up, no, you're out. They've declared Transformers illegal in most areas of the planet, and except for Cuba.
Where they can just go and play handball because that was cool.
so here's the question I have about the TRF and the humans and Transformers war. This movie's pretty brutal on that front. There's a lot of cases of humans going up against Transformers and winning, and I think Kathleen, you made a point in somewhere in the run sheet saying that the Transformers seem to go down really easily now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially the Decepticons.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But they just died.
Especially considering
Might as well just kill themselves.
especially considering the 5 Decepticons that Megatron negotiated for the release of, they just got done really easily. So
Oh yeah.
how is it that those were the Decepticons' worst of the worst?
No.
And how become like they weren't at war with Megatron? Even though they're at war with all Transformers, but he just comes back and they're like, oh yeah, Megatron, let's work with him.
Mm.
Well, so the thing is that the Transformers aren't all fighting against each other. It's still the Autobots versus the Decepticons. It's just that the humans have decided enough's enough, and we don't want you fighting on our planet. Get stuffed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer
Yeah.
why they then decide to just work with Megatron. Like,
Why wouldn't they work with Megatron? Like, what
because he's the one that started the war every time.
Well, I mean,
It's not
So
Optimus
Captain-
Prime
But
going around.
no, but they're all Decepticons. Of course they'd follow their leader.
stupid. I'm so glad that the racist one, Mohawk, got like hardly any lines because I knew he was going to say something really, really racist or something because that was
Just like
a
you
stupid
nearly did
character.
before.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. But mine was unintentional, you see. His would have been all intentional. Yeah, I did like the Suicide Squad kind of introduction of
Introduction
the.
to them? Yeah, that was
Transformers.
cool. It would have
At
been
least they
great
got a
if
line
they
in.
killed
But that's what
them
made me.
later.
That's what made me so annoyed that they died so easy. If you're going to kill them off, don't do a big
Exactly.
intro like that. Yeah, like if you do this cool
Exactly.
intro, at least let them die in like a progressive
Say
fight
something.
scene each
Yeah.
time. Not all like just a minute later they're all dead.
But at least they got one. At least they got a word in, you know. Like most of these times, they
Yeah,
just
because
say,
Onslaught was a big crowd saying
Sabotarian.
you need a bigger door. You know.
I did like that. That was good. And then
I actually laughed at that.
Silence of the Lambs, dude. Yeah, he's not let out.
So do you reckon they just built the
Berserker.
door around him? Like
Something
like-
like that.
got him there and said, just stand still. We're going to build a prison around you.
Maybe he's that much of
Like
a
it
badass, even though
You know, things like
he got beheaded in like 5 minutes. So
Literally.
And he was also
Literally,
not-
yeah. Drift did actually cut his head off.
Mhm.
Spoiler, but I guess we're talking about spoilers, aren't we?
Yes, we
Yeah.
totally are.
At least they had some words, okay? So like I did like that. That's more than we'd ever get with these things, you know. I loved the interaction between Megatron and Starscream's head. That was quite cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Although I got to say, Starscream's head looked like his mouth was attached by rubber.
But like the way that Starscream died in Dark of the Moon, his head was blown up. He had like 2 bombs in his eye, or at least 1 bomb in his eye.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't have been that pristine. That Wreck-Gar dude, which was a waste of a character.
So we've been calling him Wreck-Gar, but he's officially the traitor,
Yeah, the traitor, not the traitor. He
not
might
the
be.
traitor. But,
You never
well,
know.
depends whether you ask Bumblebee about his voice box.
Yeah.
But why can't they just call him Wreck-Gar if he was meant to be Wreck-Gar?
Yeah, I don't know.
This
He
doesn't
even
make
had
sense.
he had the you know.
so they can
like-
ruin him later in the next movie.
Actually, there is a point we were saying we've been saying for quite some time now, looking at the trailer on set, that someone has been going around and cleaning up after Transformers where they've been fighting, and it's the traitor. He's been going out and picking up all the
To
pieces.
sell.
Yeah,
Mm.
and we saw what we think was Frenzy for all the fights.
like he
and then
flew
Bumblebee
out.
just swatted him.
Swatted him because it sounded
Yeah.
exactly like Frenzy. I'm just like, that's a cool nod. Yeah, his character was wasted. There was no point other than to, you know.
There's a lot of characters that had no point. Like
Oh yeah.
there was a yellow transformer that looked like a Constructicon.
Yeah,
It just
he
came out. It's like,
transformed.
who the fuck are you, man?
No, not Canopy. He actually got a line or two, but there was a
yellow
big,
Oh yeah, that's
with
right.
yeah. He looked
In the
like a
In the
junkyard.
background, like yeah.
and they just left him there. They just left him in the yard to get killed by the Decepticons or whatever. Because he looked like he was going to leave with them, and then we just never see him again. So that was really odd.
Do you
It's
think?
just like-
Do you think it was just as they were leaving, they were just like, "Yeah, dude, we'll meet you at the rendezvous point. It's here," and then they go that way?
Yeah, they just see the missile out of the corner of the eye, just straight for him. They're just like, you'll be fine here. Just wait. Yeah, that was.
Speaking of direct hits, Megatron on Hound.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thought Hound was a bit of a goner, and then just turns up at the end.
Megatron has a good act. He likes to fire and like hit the areas around the people. Like Anthony
I think
Hopkins.
you mean he has a terrible aim.
Yeah.
He's like a
well, yeah.
stormtrooper.
Yeah. He's a
Look,
stormtrooper.
it's pretty hard to hold a gun like that on your arm. Like
True.
if you ask anyone about holding a firearm as well, they always tell you to aim it I'm going to find they aim it like that and not like that as they do in Hollywood all the time.
Of
So,
course.
Megatron obviously has trouble aiming his arm.
Yeah, true.
Wouldn't you
know?
think they have
What's a
some sort of
4 million year
target?
old bot got to do?
True. But
I'd assume they have like some sort of inbuilt targeting system in their eyes.
Yeah, because they're an advanced race. They should have something like that.
You'd reckon.
But
I don't think he does, because normally he just tells other people to shoot them.
They can produce holograms and stuff in their alt modes
Yeah,
and that,
exactly.
but they can't track a single
No.
person.
and like
Can't
Hopkins
even do a
should have
laser
been-
pointer.
Hopkins should have been annihilated when he was killed, and not just like thrust in the air and just perfect condition, no
Just
bleeding
bounces
or
a little
anything.
bit.
Yeah, he's perfect. Just so
Yeah,
Cogman
but he
can
had
have
to say
the.
goodbye to Cogman, you know?
Yeah, but he could have been a severed torso or something,
No, I
Let's-
was
Maybe
already
that would have been
devastated.
I was
too.
already
That would've
devastated when he blew up. So if they
Yeah.
blew him up into pieces, I would have
True.
been shocked.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Hopkins.
Yeah.
He
Hopkins.
was by far the best.
What is his character's name?
Anthony Hopkins is Sir Edmund Barton.
Edmund Martin, right.
He is of the. He is one of the Wiccans.
No, I think he's a keeper of that stuff, but he's not directly a Wiccan. Is what I
I
He
got.
think
did tell the
he
guy.
order.
He told the Prime Minister that he was a Wiccan.
And what's that? He's like, he's the last of them. So what happened to
Yeah.
Sam? Did he like just die?
I love
He
the
died.
little picture,
Killed
the little
himself,
picture of his like
like-
frizzy hair, just like
Yeah.
yeah, that's. Ugh, let's leave that one alone.
That was great. That was
That was good. I'm glad they did that.
We can
So is
just
he
assume
dead?
he died.
Yeah. Well, again, plot holes that don't need to be explained.
So my first reading of the scene where they were talking about the Wiccans was that they had said that he was dead, but on subsequent viewing, the Prime Minister says, all the Wiccans, haven't they all died out? And he says no. But he doesn't actually say there's only one left. He just says they haven't died out.
That's
So
true.
Sam's probably still somewhere out there
Maybe
waiting.
he has a kid.
Maybe his
By this time.
kid's called Buster.
Oh god, that'd be fun.
Funnily enough, a bit
That's
of
a great name.
random info. Apparently, they've asked him to come back, and he's declined.
Oh, please, why?
Yeah,
Didn't
so-
you just put the bag on his head and say I'm not famous anymore? If you want to be famous again, come and do another of these movies.
Also not returning Mark Wahlberg for the next movie.
Yeah, so that's something. Yeah,
That's why
So-
apparently they
Not
asked.
really that fast.
no,
Okay.
not really.
So
Wasn't that great character.
the Order of Wiccan and the secret history of Transformers on Earth. What do you think?
I didn't mind that. That was pretty cool.
I thought it was neat. It was a neat expansion of the stuff that they started doing with Dark of the Moon.
And
so-
Revenge of the Fallen.
Well, more with Dark of the Moon, the way they were weaving the Transformers history.
True.
These
Yeah.
things. However, it does actually also tie back to Revenge of the Fallen and explain that quite nicely as well. Come to think about it, I try to think about Revenge of the Fallen as little
As little as possible.
But yeah.
Yep. Jinx.
One of the things I put on my list that I wanted to talk about, and I put a link in the TCCA spoiler discussion about this afternoon. G1 nods and Robots in Disguise nods. I actually did not like. I realized there was a bit of similarity with the junkyard and stuff, and I thought, oh yeah, and Squeaks is a bit like Fix It. I totally didn't realize until my mate Will pointed it out to me last night. Jimmy's walking around in the exact same shirt as Denny does in Robots in Disguise.
Denny Clay.
He's not Denny Crane.
No, Clay. Denny
yes.
Clay. That's his name.
And so you've got a junkyard setting. You've got the Autobots having downtime. You've got Drift in basically the same colors that he now has in Robots in Disguise.
Grimlock being an idiot.
Comes out and just
Grimlock being an idiot.
Grimlock being an idiot. You basically just got a big screen Robots in Disguise.
Pretty much, yeah. Sideswipe is kind of like Crosshairs.
Not really.
Yeah.
But it's close enough.
we had
Bumblebee's the Autobot of note in charge.
Yeah.
This is way more like RID than not. So
For a scene.
For a scene. Well, for a few scenes, but I thought it was quite a worthy nod to the RID cartoon, and it was just having a little bit of fun. There was a discussion. There was a point someone made, I think yesterday, about the battle in the abandoned town. being a little bit weird as well, that there was just suddenly this abandoned town that they can set up and have a battle in. But I kind of feel like that's a bit of a trope of the cartoon as well, because the Autobots and the Decepticons would always have these battles and they'd utterly trash the joint. But it was like, oh, it's okay. It was an abandoned factory or something, and people just think it was a gas explosion, and all these improbable things that people come up with to avoid the fact that there's Transformers there. Although, ironically, it's on a planet that knows full well that Transformers exist.
I swore I heard Cade saying, "Yeah, this town has been evacuated, and we've set up bombs everywhere."
I think he said abandoned.
So so it's been abandoned, but he set up bombs everywhere. So other than that
it's
one
like
guy,
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, other than that one guy that's just sweeping for some bloody reason, unless it was a hologram.
Maybe it was Stan Lee.
Yeah, possibly. It's just like, why don't I join in this shit? But yeah, no, it was a big town for them to big abandoned town for them to go and have a battle.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it a little bit odd, a little bit weird. We have two things that we can go to for a discussion point. I want to go to yours first, Kathleen. The flashback to World War II with Bumblebee and Hot Rod. No,
I think it was two because the Nazis. Yeah.
So Bumblebee and Hot Rod in World War II.
That was just cool.
Yeah, I thought it was quite neatly done as well. So apparently we are getting a Voyager World War II Bumblebee.
Oh.
Yeah, we are Voyager class. Yep, that's it. Maybe that's the 2-pack with Hot Rod. So
maybe it will be. 2 Voyagers will be quite expensive, surely.
Oh, I think it'll be the lockdown repaint and then Bumblebee Voyager. But that's cool. The thing that pissed me off, well, because he's kind of a car. He's not really a big transportation thing. So I don't know why that'd be a Voyager. But the thing that I'm scared of them doing is I think they're just going to put a Bumblebee head on Hound from Age of Extinction and then just release that. Because he's kind of got the same guns.
He's got a similar sort of armor thing going.
Yeah, the green.
Yeah, look, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think if they don't, I think really it's just sort of they just need to give Bumblebee's robot form a few more angular edges instead of the sort of more organic curves that he has.
Yeah,
so I thought that was good. So I thought that's something that you can actually pick up in the Bumblebee spin-off as well. Maybe not in the Bumblebee spin-off, but in a future spin-off. Like, there's rumors that we'll have a Transformers in Ancient Rome thing coming up soon. And so the Bumblebee movie is coming next year. Maybe they'll touch on this a little bit. It seems very likely that we're going to get the story of how Barton and Bumblebee met when he was a boy. Because it is set in the 80s. Maybe not such a boy, but yeah.
A boy.
So I know you hear it all the time with the other movies, but I'm just going to say it anyway. But when none of you's annoyed that then it does a flashback to a point where the Volkswagen Beetle was even made and he still was not a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Like that was like a big complete fuck you to everyone. Like going, you know what? We're still not going to make him a fucking Beetle, even though we're going to show him in a time where that was made and it was the shit. It was like the fucking bee's knees, and he's even in the war. It was made as a war transport vehicle.
I had no idea. I didn't think of that at all. That's a really good point.
That really, really annoyed me worse than any other time of ever being a chance of them having a G1 nod. That was the time.
Oh, damn it. That would have been cool.
Yeah, then that really
at least me for the
I will just point out I have brought up the Volkswagen Beetle Wikipedia page, and
it was made by the Germans.
You are correct. There were
was it
Beetles,
not made yet?
No, there were Beetles in Germany at the time. However, they weren't really produced in significant numbers until 1945. But it did originate in 1938. So there were Beetles around.
See, yeah, because that's it. I'm sure Hitler was part of the development. Like he was pushing people to develop it because it was even made to go. If it goes in a ditch, it can roll. That's one of the whole points of it actually being the shape it does. So when it fell down, it would roll on its roof right the way back onto its wheels. Watch documentaries on it.
I'd love to see that.
Really?
That is 100% no joke. Legit, the reason
epic.
why it's made like that, and it shows a big ditch, like that, and it like goes. Doomp and rolls down and just goes whoop and then rolls back up onto its wheels.
That's great. What a good design. Why aren't all cars
Right.
like that? I want to just drive into ditches now.
I don't think it'd work nowadays if you're going like 100 k's an hour or something.
Eh.
Yeah.
One way to find out.
One thing I noticed in the movie was
Good job
There was
bringing us
hot-
back on topic. Thank you, Kathleen.
Well, Volkswagens.
In that flashback there was like Bumblebee and Hot Rod, and then they met up again and they didn't know each other. It wasn't like, hey man, nice to see you
Yeah,
again,
true.
kind of thing.
Hmm.
It was just kind of like they didn't know each other, so it was kind of weird.
I feel like we just didn't see them acknowledge each other.
Maybe just in the
Maybe.
background they're just bro fisting each other and just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else they'd be doing, trading war stories, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we need to talk a little bit about Cybertron and Unicron and Quintessa. They are quite large additions to the franchise and to the series
yeah.
mythology. We first meet Quintessa as Prime. Prime's off into space right at the end of last movie, and in this one he's sort of floating dead in space. And we saw the sort of floating dead Optimus Prime in space in the trailer. We're like, shit, what took him out? But it turns out he was just iced over, and he'd probably just cut the engines to save a bit of fuel. Good on him.
He was emitting the signal because he could hear them. Just that literally on the loop of the exact last sentence he said in Age of Extinction, just going around.
Yeah, but you also saw when he landed on Cybertron, he was like, that's particularly good aim on his part to fly off into space and just like make a perfect crash landing on Cybertron.
I
No,
because Cybertron was coming towards and it sort of picked him up. It didn't, like, he didn't.
Maybe.
So they also said that Cybertron hid behind the sun, which is a bit odd. But given that we go around the sun, maybe Cybertron was heading towards where we were going to be. I don't know. But
does not come
It
into
all
play with these things.
all makes perfect sense there, Jason. Come on.
Totally.
You know?
So what I noticed also is, given that he's iced over, when Prime lands on Cybertron and he stands up, there's a lot of water falling off him. So it's all the ice melting.
It's good to keep
So that
hydrated.
makes sense. You see, Cybertron was warmed up because it was hiding behind the sun. Prime lands, defrosts. See, it all works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you have to preheat the oven?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to preheat this. You had to preheat the Cybertron to.
Apparently they did, because they were hanging around behind the sun.
There you go.
Look,
I
it
found
all
it weird that
makes
she
sense.
claims
What's the
that she
problem?
made Optimus Prime, yet Optimus Prime doesn't know who she is. Like,
So-
doesn't make sense. Like, she made the Transformers and made
New creator,
him.
who dis?
So
He's not-
Quintessa claims to be the prime of life, and she does say that Prime is is her creation, and she does seem able to take him over and control him. So
By putting some red paint on his face,
a little bit of red paint, yes, which I think we saw Megatron gained later on as
Megatron
well.
had that as well, yeah.
So
So
does that
he
mean
didn't-
he
That's not
interacted?
really all she could.
Well, so did Megatron
couldn't
have
really
the red
take over
paint
Transformers.
early in the movie, or was it only after he went to Cybertron with the staff?
I think it was early in the movie.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird then.
Because no, I was thinking, because you know how like he was Galvatron, maybe Quintessa
Yeah.
brought Megatron back to life. You can only just assume that. That's why he had the red thing on his eye.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe he went to. Maybe if they do an extended movie, that might.
Oh, good, because
That
2.5
would
hours
make-
is clearly
That
not
would
long
make more
enough.
sense because
Look,
he's not.
I honestly, I feel like the movie could do with at least an extra hour of runtime.
Yeah,
Go
of
on.
course. But but like yeah, that would have been a nice little scene, a 5-minute scene that they could have added, just Megatron approaching Quintessa or
Coming back to
Galvatron,
Yeah.
approaching Quintessa saying, "Hey, this body's shit, and I don't like how I turn his little balls or whatever it is. Can you make me a Transformer again?" He's just like, "Yep," makes him into a cool Transformer, gives him a bit of red paint. You're on my side now, bitch. And there you go.
Yeah,
That would have been cool. That's
that
like,
would have been
that's
really
like
good.
5
Would've
minutes of movie.
Explained
that would've-
everything.
Well, there's a couple more things in there that I'd like to be explained, but
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, Quintessa is referred to by the Knights, whom we haven't actually talked about much yet, but Quintessa is referred to by the Knights as the Great Deceiver. And she does tell Optimus that the Knights rebelled against her and stole her staff and gave it to a human.
Which
Thoughts?
also seemed a bit loose. Like, it's not like they didn't really plan to give it to the human. Like, you know, he comes and asks to borrow the staff, and then he's like, yeah, sure, here, have it. But someone
have
really
the
bad,
dragon.
someone really bad's gonna come for this later. Like, watch out! Like, and then they're like, yeah, they planned this, and it's like, no, they didn't. He was just hiding in a cave, like with his staff. Like, you know.
Speaking of the knight that did give Merlin his staff, totally Dr. Claw.
Oh yeah, Frank Welker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the knights, though,
Mm.
so how did that knight, you know, so Cade Yeager's in the present time, in the future?
That was Steelbane because it looked like him, I guess.
Yeah, was it?
The one that
But, like,
crashed.
you know,
So
the
how
one
did
that crashed
how did-
has the medallion, and he's
Mhm.
just there in a spaceship, like that's from when they were attacking them in one of the previous movies. It's like, does not anyone not see a flaw in that? Like, so how is this
A
Autobot
flaw in this
knight just-
movie?
the
No.
Autobot knight in one of the bad guys' ships, like dead in there? Like, so what was he attacking the Autobots?
I think what's actually happened there is that
Lapse of sanity?
there's the stadium. Now, where did they destroy the stadium? Was that in 4 or 5 or?
Oh, 4, yeah, it was Lockdown's ship, wasn't it? Oh,
I think so. So there's the stadium, but then there's a war zone that's sort of alongside it, and that war zone, that wasn't from one of the previous movies. I think that's something that's happened in the meantime, because they did say at the start of the movie that Transformers keep arriving on Earth. So I think the implication is that was an arrival area, and that the Knight had obviously piloted that ship and had been shot down by the TRF. So as to why he managed to pass the talisman on to Yeager, it was the incantation that he spoke, that Yeager said, "Oh, I don't understand what you just said." That's what activated the talisman, and that's what made it a pass on from him to the person who would be the next.
But he was still one of the 12, was he? Or he's just another knight, you reckon? That's what I'm trying to figure out. They never, you know.
No, they very specifically said he's the last knight. There were 12. There were the 12 knights who came to Earth, because there were 12 that joined the Round Table.
Yeah, they're the ones that stole the staff.
Yeah, and there's the 13th.
They turned into the dragon.
The 13th knight, whose arrival starts, is the herald of all the bad stuff that's going to happen. There's Steve Buscemi's traitor. The dead one in the ship. His arrival on Earth is the warning to everyone that Cybertron's coming, that there's going to be the showdown between Cybertron and Unicron, because when the traitor sees the medal, he identifies if that medal is on this planet, I'm going to get the first ship and leave.
Yeah, that's right.
It is funny.
Probably didn't.
No, well, we know he definitely didn't, because he got the Lockdown's ship for the Autobots so that they could go to. Yeah, he turned up at the scrapyard with the ship, and they were like, "Oh yeah, the traders come through."
Oh, okay.
That's how they got Lockdown.
You just didn't see him.
And then Drift,
like,
and then Drift said he wanted to drive them. Just like
that's right. Yeah.
Is that the best idea? Yeah, wasted character of the trader. Would have liked to see a bit more of him.
I kind of had enough of the trader, because Steve Buscemi's voice, as much as I like Steve Buscemi, his voice was just wrong.
I actually liked that. I was like, that's great to see Steve Buscemi in a Transformers film. That was like awesome.
But I appreciate it, but he just wasn't the right voice for that character.
Yeah, it would have been better to be like a more crazier robot, you know?
Yeah.
Spider medallion does whatever. Spider medallion.
True.
Let's talk about Bumblebee magically talking without a voice box after he rips it out. Even in his original voice, to snap Prime out of it.
Whenever he's about to piss himself, he just brings that out.
Yeah, like that's that was so poor. Like, why did he rip it out? Like, and I swear he ripped it out, and even like 2 scenes later, he's talking in that voice that voice box produced.
Yeah, so was there 2 or 3 instances of him using his real voice?
No, well, like after that voice box out, like a scene or 2 later, he speaks in a voice, and it's not his real voice, and it's like a sort of still high pitched, weird, girly voice. But he
goes back to using quotes from Earth movies.
All right, because it's it doesn't. They've made it sound not enough like a radio anymore, and he's just talking. I agree.
I think they chose some very specific quotes from possibly some more obscure movies for us for his quotes this time around. But there was so there was when he snapped Prime back from being Nemesis Prime, which we haven't even talked about yet. There was there was something else, and then there was the very end when he's talking to Cade. So I think there's 3 instances of him using his real voice, which surely that means he can just speak at will now.
Explained as well as Constructbot Bumblebee.
Yes.
God, that was stupid. God, that was stupid.
So let's talk about Nemesis Prime.
Yes. Now, I was very happy whenever someone actually acknowledged Nemesis Prime as Nemesis Prime. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, so I'm quite happy that it's one of the things that I'm quite happy to see make the jump from. It's not actually a G1 trope. It's just more sort of like a 2000s and above trope. Armada is the only time we've actually had Nemesis Prime in Western Transformers, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yes, we are America. Sure.
We're Western civilization. So Armada's the first and only instance of Nemesis Prime. So for us, this is mining Armada. It's mined Prime with Unicron. It's mined RID. I think it's mined G1 as well. So like I personally thought of the writing of this movie. There's a lot of cases of them actually trying to reach out to fans and say, hey, you know what, we actually do love G1 and like we want to bring this stuff back and have it be a part of our universe. It's not going to be exactly as you remember, but we still want it to be a part of it. Quintessa is absolutely a part of that, because if you think she's not named after Quintessons, then like you're crazy.
Quintus Prime is also there was a Prime in the thing behind me, the Covenant of Primus. He was one of the originals, so maybe she's taking his place. So she wasn't explained that well, which kind of sucked. As Jason said before, like whenever I'm not sure, has he said it yet? I don't know when she's killed or killed.
No, I think someone did.
I mentioned it. Like,
so she's supposedly killed and everyone's just fine with it, and then she comes back as a pretender to talk to a guy about Unicron. Who's the guy? Like that's just that guy at the end.
That's really just an archaeologist that's digging up one of those
right. So it's just like, do you want to know about Unicron? Don't touch him like that. That pisses him off.
Yeah, even that was just stupid. She's like, he doesn't like it when you
that.
But I can show you how to kill him. Like that dude would just be thinking, go away, you crazy bitch.
Go away, lady.
In the middle of the desert, you just come up to me like,
let me touch my horn in peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a weird.
So it's not clear at the end of the movie. Let's talk about Unicron. It's not clear at the end of the movie though whether the horns are still growing. But yeah. So they
weren't. They said they just appeared. When they appear from the Earth, that's a sign. One of the signs that everything that the fucking the Cybertron's coming closer. Yeah, and they're going to, because obviously it's either extract Unicron's power to Cybertron or vice versa, do it to Cybertron, and Unicron would.
But they don't just appear. They were growing at the rate of 3 meters a day. They said.
Damn.
Yeah, that's right. And what's also weirder though is how they're talking about saying that originally they were all in one spot, like all around.
I liked that.
No, but that doesn't logistically work. I'm like, so what? Is he just tearing apart inside the Earth? Like it doesn't make sense.
Okay, well,
he is the Earth, so I don't understand how.
He's not necessarily the Earth. Earth has another name, and that name is Unicron, but it doesn't necessarily mean there's a giant robot inside the Earth. The point I was going to make about the horns is that we don't know whether they're materializing and growing there or if they're actually coming out of the Earth. Like, surely people would have noticed 6 giant sites housing metallic horns.
Yeah, but Quintessa clearly says we're going to take the life force from Unicron. You know, from that Stonehenge, so he clearly is Earth. Like, it's not like he's not in an Earth's ball of dirt and he's going to materialize.
I still think it's a jump because people like
it'd be deactive or something.
Hollywood likes to reinvent and revisualize, and think about Galactus and like the Fantastic Four, right? Like they made
for a start, there's 6 horns and Unicron only has 2, so there's.
I actually like that.
That's obviously Unicron's mouth.
Yeah, at least he's got more to grab with. 2 claws doesn't do enough, so I thought the addition of the other 4, I think that's quite cool because that can actually you can actually eat something, you know?
It's very ergonomic. Clearly, this Unicron is designed by people who are from IKEA, perhaps.
I would have liked to at least even a 10-second screen time of a flashback of Unicron, like even if it was millions of years ago. Like I'd like to see him in robot form just once.
I think what they'll do is, I think Unicron will amass himself as some kind of rock thing or that can combine with metal. And then I think Primus, if it's still alive, I'm I can't remember. But if it is, he actually amasses himself as some kind of being. They don't necessarily have to transform, but I think that'd be a cool thing to do because it won't kill the.
No, but
people
they
on
have
it.
said that Cybertron's just Cybertron, haven't they? They didn't
They
say
actually
Cybertron's
said that Cybertron, a Unicron, and I know this because I paid attention to it in the second screen. Unicron is the enemy of Cybertron.
Yeah, so Cybertron has to be something. Cybertron can't just be a planet. So I'm thinking like maybe they just like maybe they're not like planet-sized bots that
They said that Cybertron is dead. And that's the whole reason why they even had to get Unicron's life force. So if Primus was Cybertron, they've said in multiple times in all the movies, Cybertron is dead.
But it's not dead anymore.
Now it's just near the Earth, but it's still dead.
Mm.
Shit fell off of it at the end once they stopped the bloody Unicron thing.
No,
It's bloody crashed.
I thought once everything was fixed up, I thought it healed itself more.
No, that's a wreck. Like Prime, that's why Prime flies back to it to go. Oh, now we've got to go rebuild Cybertron.
Well, so if Unicron is meant to actually drain the life force from Cybertron, and there's no life force to drain, what happens?
Yeah, that's why I'm curious. Like,
so there's possibly in the core
that's
of Cybertron.
Why clearly
maybe his outer
maybe
his outer shell's dying, but his core is still alive. Possibly.
Maybe,
I don't know. There's a possibility, but like I think the best way for them to have a Primus and Unicron battle, because we really haven't had one.
I don't think we actually need to, but
I'd kind of like something like that. They don't have to be the planets, you know. They don't have to be planet size. They can just be huge.
Millions of dead bodies just floating in space.
Oh yeah,
and Primus and Unicron just crashing. I'd love that.
It's just like
Has anyone seen the G.I. Joe Transformers comics where Earth transformed into?
Oh god, that's so stupid. And
it's like it's got Australia as a shield.
Yeah, and Italy is gigantic, and it's like the foot.
Mm-hmm.
But I can imagine if this Unicron transforms, it's just like scratching himself, and all these millions of people just come off like fleas on a dog type thing. But like, yeah,
they already scratched the surface this time.
I get it because puns. Yeah, that's.
I mean, they literally scratched the surface. They dredged pieces of Cybertron across. They wiped out Hong Kong.
Silver problem.
Wiped out.
I guess you're right. You got a good point there, Jason, because. How would they not notice that the planet's Unicron if they've been drilling into it for so many years?
Exactly.
Yeah, something's fishy here.
You know what? Maybe Transformers is actually about renewable energy. Cybertron has none, and we've been draining Unicrons for so long that Unicron is now basically dead as well. So we've killed gods.
There you go.
There we go.
And my mum said I would be nothing. There you go. I killed a god. No. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only real way I can see, other than Unicron transforming and just killing everyone, which I don't think they do.
No, they could do a flashback, Mikey.
That'd be great. I'd like that. Or maybe some kind of like that one comic where Prime goes into a video game, then it's like if you die in the video game, you die in real life. Maybe they'll do that.
I think I would have been happier if Cybertron was Unicron and like it was just Unicron dead or something, and then they just killed him off. I'd be happier with that. Probably.
Yeah, like Primus had to like hold Unicron inside him, and then to kill him, and then form Cybertron around him. That would have been cool. But they don't think very often when they make these movies.
So, one other point about Quintessa. Quintessa wants to kill Unicron.
Yes.
Given everything we know about Unicron, doesn't that make her our ally?
Yeah, but...
Not if Unicron's Earth.
No, true. No. Maybe we're the bad
guys. Because once again, you're forgetting that Unicron is Earth.
No, where Unicrons spawn. That's it.
I don't exist in the Transformers universe, so like I don't have a vested interest in Earth continuing to exist.
Do you live on the Earth, Jason?
Not in the Transformers universe.
You just murdered an entire globe of people.
Sorry, doesn't how many John, how many Unicrons have you got on your shelf?
5.
I love how he knows the answer straight away. 5.
Yeah, but he's looked to count as well.
Yeah. Just in case they weren't there anymore.
Just in case they got up and walked away.
Maybe there's a couple of Unicrons. Maybe you need to have 6 so that you can put one at the side of each of the horns.
I got another 2 coming for planet modes.
No. You bloody order.
So we know that Unicron's the bad guy. Doesn't that make Quintessa good for wanting to kill him?
Yeah, but then we.
I'd argue that we don't know he's the bad guy. He's just a poor
you're
misunderstood
just
robot who happens to be
Yeah.
bad. And everyone's just trying to
Just
kill the guy.
because I have these
You know?
horns all around me, everyone thinks I'm this bad guy.
Tell me, Jason, in the Bay universe, what has Unicron done to people? Why is he so bad?
Life, Jason.
I haven't heard him doing anything. You know? That Megatron, though, oh man, he's a bad egg.
Oh, yeah. He's got horns as well. Screw him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, look, every character with horns hasn't gone well for them.
No.
Dinobots
Yeah, that
might be alright.
Abominus dude or Infernicus died pretty good.
What happened to the Dinobots? We don't even know.
Yeah, no, the Dinobots just seem to get left
Okay.
behind on the
Another thing that
highway.
pisses me
What
off.
about the little Dinobots?
Yeah,
I wasn't
there you
sure what
go.
they were. I was just like, they give birth? What?
Not
At least
explained
they
at all.
looked like G1 Dinobots.
Yeah, they
but
look
miniature.
better. Okay, so that's another
They're
thing.
also super cute.
Okay,
They
things
were
that weren't
cute.
explained. That we had the whole Megatron Galvatron thing, which was really annoying because that's such a big.
But you can
thing.
kind of assume that Quintessa.
Yeah, I guess
you can
because of the
kinda
red
assume
paint,
it.
like you
But
said.
if that
I think that's
happens,
a
how
really
does
good
he get
idea.
there before Prime? Like that's why I have that problem when you said that before. I've been thinking about it ever since. How does he? Because he's Galvatron, so he can't fly. He's just a truck. Like, so how did
Maybe
he
she
get to
came in
Quintessa?
maybe she came to Earth and
Maybe-
said,
yeah,
"Hey,
maybe.
hey, good looking. I can make you better looking. Get that hole out of your chest."
It would actually explain why Megatron is aware of the staff
Yeah.
and
True.
trying to find it
Mm.
suddenly. Although I think Megatron decided to go after the staff after realizing that the last knight had come to Earth. Was that the case?
Wow.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think
so
you're right.
that it wasn't something that was explored, so it still does kind of piss me off. Like we can after we actually talk about it, like we can make sense of it, but like it wasn't explained.
Quintessa's clearly been coming since like years and years ago, since the
Oh,
night.
I'm sure she's been here
They
since
stole
the
the
beginning,
they stole
doing
the
stuff.
stuff. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Like,
exactly.
she's been approaching Earth for a long, long
Yeah.
time.
It's
Exactly.
taken her that long.
I reckon, yeah.
Maybe
Like,
she's
if
just
there's
bad
no,
time management.
when you
Knights?
think if there's no fancy movement, it's just a planet slowly drifting through space. Like, it could take thousands of years.
So the Knights left Cybertron, went to Earth. 1,600 years passed, and Quintessa's just on Cybertron all this time, just going, go faster.
Maybe she can't leave.
Go faster.
Yes, she
Go
can.
faster. Come on, just a little bit faster. And we're going to duck around this sun and hide for a
Yeah,
minute.
just
No,
get some
Mikey,
coaching.
you're right. Maybe she can't leave because Cybertron's still in,
Yeah, until she was
right next to
banished.
Earth at the end. So that's why she can be on Earth.
Yeah, Earth,
like,
true.
you know.
But yeah, okay, so that's one thing. And then the second thing was mini Dinobots, not explained, they're just there. And then so we saw Slug for a brief scene. We had Grimlock being an idiot eating a car. And then we didn't see Strafe at all. Or Scorn. And Scorn got a new bloody Voyager figure. And we just don't see him.
I suppose they're all just dead. They died in the war.
Stupid question. Which one's Scorn?
The
The one with lots of
Spinosaurus.
spikes.
Spinosaurus. Well, the one with lots of spikes.
I think we did.
That explains a lot of them.
So we saw.
We saw Slug, who's the Triceratops.
Right.
dude.
Okay. Yeah. So we saw Slug. Okay.
That's the only two. And we only saw him for a brief minute.
And
They
we saw.
said-
Did we see Swoop or whatever?
No, we
Swoop
only
is
saw the
Strafe
baby
now?
versions,
The baby
which
one
weren't
in the
explained.
I thought we did see Swoop.
Maybe they did give birth because it was a little Grimlock and a little.
There was a little
Slug
Grimlock, there was a
and
little Slug, and there was a
Triceratops,
little
a little Grimlock and a little
Who were they
like,
rooting?
flying one.
Were they rooting each other or something? Like, what's going
themselves. They have to be asexual or
on?
something.
Oh, there you go. Why not? Maybe they can just produce them whenever they want, like Yoshi.
Yeah. They just eat a few cars and just
Yeah.
spit a baby out.
And then Mario has to ride them. Mario's a T-Rex now, which is interesting, but we're not going to get into that. So they weren't explained at all. And then at one point, I think they said we're going to have more Dinobots than Age of Extinction. That was an utter lie. We had
Well, no,
way...
they had.
Technically. they did
Oh
have
come
one.
on! If you're counting the baby bullshit, come on, no way.
The best Transformer in the entire movie, the watch that killed Hitler.
Yes. Yes.
If they don't make that thing or a third party doesn't make that thing, I am
That's
going to
good.
make it.
I there's a Prime 1 statue that I'd buy, life size. That's a good idea for Prime 1 Studios. But they won't do it.
What the?
Yeah,
the watch
just-
that killed Hitler.
Yeah, because it was in like a little box, so they can just
Yeah,
sell
yeah.
it. Yeah, and then it'll be in
he
robot
flips
mode.
it open and he's like, I pressed
He's
this
just like,
button,
if I
we're
release
all
this,
gonna
we all-
die.
Yeah.
We all die in a horrible way. I'm just like, Okay. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Which I was wondering though, if that watch is so evil, he did flip it open though, and like sure, it's like
Yeah,
bolted
and
in,
just
but
let it free.
it could still just start shooting people then, and it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever it
gun.
does to kill people. Yeah. That was good.
We don't necessarily know how the watch killed Hitler. Like it looks pretty nasty.
Jammed itself in his throat.
Yeah.
It tickled him to death.
Maybe it just maybe all the spikes on it are just for show, and it just walked up and poisoned his drink.
Yeah. Or it just pricked him.
What a prick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was another thing. And then the third, it was kind of a minor thing. The third thing that pissed me off was drift. You know, not only a new color scheme, but a new alt mode. So, no explanation.
But that I can live with because they can scan vehicles, like
Yeah, but at least.
So I didn't mind his color scheme because it lines him up more with robots in disguise.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's why they did it, obviously, so they can tie the
Look, I prefer the white drift from the comics.
Yeah, he's not popular at the moment, so at least for like selling toys, they're just going to try and get it more towards that thing. Because I mean, he's already, that drift toy is a great toy. The first.
Are they going to make a toy of that Transformer that's that old school tank? I
really hope so. But yeah, again, more characters.
All my bits are falling off.
Yeah.
So he
just love that
transformed, which was cool, and then transformed back like in 10 seconds, you know, whenever they got back to him in front of it. But like that was such a cool character that could have just like explained his story a little bit. Would have been nice.
It seemed like he had dementia.
He a bit of dementia. Yeah, no, they said he still thinks it's 1918 or 13 or whatever.
War, yeah.
And that was when you realised Anthony Hopkins' character is also a bit crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that when he's like, "Is this a kidnapping or a first Transformer experience?" And he looks,
It's
he's like,
kind of both. I
It's
like
"It's a bit of both, really."
that was good, Mikey. Do that again.
What?
Do that again. Or was that Kathleen?
Nah, I think it was John.
Who did the impression?
It was both, really. That
Yeah.
one. Who did that?
I
I don't know,
think
it wasn't
both
me.
me and Mikey. I mean, it was
All right,
Bruce, really.
no one's owning up to the impression, so we're going to move on.
Go back to the audio and figure it out, guys.
Let's all just hide. No, yeah. I wish we could have gone in, just at least. I would have loved to see like a giant transformer with a Zimmer frame or something, or a walk, because we've already had
Jetfire.
We saw Jetfire with a stick, but I wanted to see like one just walking around with a Zimmer frame or something, or one on just like one of those giant scooters. That would have been great.
So one thing I didn't really appreciate about the tank at Sir Barton's place was when he transformed his robot mode looked like a British soldier, even to the point that he dropped his hat. I didn't really like that. It's along the same lines as like, why does Hound have a beard? Why does Drift have a Japanese accent? Or because his voice.
He's wearing a helmet and
French accent.
Exactly. They tried to explain that, but then they just said no.
That.
But see, with Drift, it showed a photo of him being in Japan like years
two
and
of
years.
him.
That's clearly why he's a samurai and that. And has that.
But there was
That's like-
two of him.
that tank is a British tank, so maybe that's why he looks like a British soldier, like because he came when they were like in the war, like because I'm assuming that tank's going to be in the Bumblebee movie.
I hope so, because then we get a toy.
Is World War II tank, or was it World War One tank? But
we might still get a toy yet. We're only in wave. We've only got like sights of wave 1 and 2. You never know.
I'd like
Question.
a toy of it.
I know this is kind of off topic. Did we ever get like wave 3 of the RID toys?
Who's in that?
I'm not sure who's in there because they collect.
Is that like Blast Wave and all that?
Was that Starscream?
The one with what's her name? Windblade.
Windblade. I think people. I think we did. I think people have Windblade. There's,
I think we're starting.
There's two though. There's a warrior and a.
You know what? I
scout
think
class.
I have actually seen it in store recently. I think she also comes with Blast Wave. I got Blast Wave for Jason because it was literally Bludgeon, but as a good guy.
And now Bludgeon's making it out too.
Yeah. Oh god, I want that Bludgeon. Is Blast Wave good? Just as a figure.
He's all right. He's fairly posable considering he's an RID warrior. Yeah.
I'll have to get Bludgeon. Yeah, but anyway, I hope we get some more of those like What's that type of plane with the, that plane that Cogman picked up? Jaeger, and what's that to drive to fly to the plate?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
actually know what kind of plane that was.
Is it a V-wing or something?
That triangle plane.
Yeah, it's a triangle plane.
V-wing.
Anyway, something like that. That'd be nice, because that guy, as Jason said, we didn't really realize that until he transforms when he gets to the retirement home, I think. Or
Yeah, I didn't actually see it. Someone else mentioned it.
but we are said to be getting a submarine toy, so that does confirm my thing that whenever the Viola, what's her name? I don't even remember her name. I wasn't even that interested. The chick,
Are you talking about
British
Vivian?
chick.
Vivian. Yeah, Vivian. Right. Whenever she touches
Vivian Wembley. How British is that?
yeah,
name?
I know. And then she had to do the oh, hello, we're going to have tea and all that. Anyway, whenever she touched the submarine, it energized. So I really am quite pissed off that it didn't transform in the movie.
And yeah, and even because the dudes go, they're in a transformer.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, all right, sweet. Well, what
Ridiculous.
is it?
Why did he transform? Also, to note, Optimus Prime never transformed in this movie. I think Kathleen mentioned that.
He didn't. He just
Yeah,
came
no.
out in truck mode and it's like, what?
Yeah, we don't see him
Mhm.
transform.
So they
I'm sure
they had a movie where Megatron didn't transform. Now they've had one where Prime didn't.
Explain the movie.
So there's a
When did Megatron transform?
in Age of Extinction.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Galvatron, you mean?
Galvatron did, but yeah.
Well, Megatron
Yeah.
definitely didn't. So you got me there.
So there was a point where when Prime came, so someone else pointed out last night, and I think it might have been Declan. It was either Declan or Will, but so people were pissed off that Prime rode Grimlock in Age of Extinction.
Why?
So they were. People were annoyed. Oh, Prime shouldn't be riding the dinosaur. Blah blah blah. It's not proper. It's not right. Whatever. So this time he rode a dragon.
Yeah,
Do you think that was actually just Michael Bay just going, "Yep"?
Yes, this guy is made up of 12
I mean,
guys.
who wouldn't want to ride a dragon? Come on,
Exactly.
guys.
True. But you know what? I got spoiled that Dragonstorm was an Autobot unintentionally, because a guy reviewed, nobody even knew, but we were getting a Legion class Transformer figure of him, and he has an Autobot symbol, and I'm just like, that's odd. So yeah, Dragonstorm, was the part of the Knights, so there's 12. It takes 12 dudes to make it a 3-headed dragon.
And it takes
So
two.
Hydra.
toys.
But that just goes
But it
to
takes
show
2 toys, yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes to show how efficient we are these days that we can do it with 3.
See, I want to get a third party company getting maybe 1 or 2 guys make the wings, 3 guys make the heads, and then maybe a couple of guys make the legs and then the tail and the body and all that.
It's
God,
not going to
imagine
happen.
that.
The problem is the
Huge.
design. The problem is the design, though, because
Yeah.
it doesn't look like 12 dudes as a dragon. It just looks like a
They have,
dragon.
wings as well.
But I do maybe we can say, because we're getting 2 guys make a dragon, maybe we'll say the 2 guys that make a dragon, or also 6 guys each. But you don't have to necessarily transform them. But I love the fact that we're getting a Dragonstorm that splits in half. That is pretty cool. Leader class, John, you look so confused.
Oh, no.
Oh no, that's how you normally look. Okay, fair enough.
That's my normal look.
Yeah.
Alright.
So was anyone inherently pissed off that Prime rode a dragon?
Nah.
I haven't heard anyone pissed off that
Uh,
Prime rode the dragon, but there were lots
no.
of people pissed off that he
It's
rode the dinosaur.
Grimlock.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe it's just that they don't think. Maybe they just don't feel like Prime deserves to ride Grimlock. I don't know.
how dare they?
Okay, look. I think we've dissected much of the movie. Does anyone else have other parts that they want to talk about?
I think I just want to see one of my main. Okay, the plot holes. Yeah, we've talked about. Prime was missing for 90% of the film. It was weird.
So I actually thought that the film did a good job of distracting you from the fact that Prime wasn't there.
What, like a Fast and Furious chase?
No, but I mean, by the time he turned up, you're just like,
exactly.
Actually, I didn't realize that you were not there. There was no obvious missing
Character.
And that's why all the actors didn't know what was going on.
Especially
the whole
Anthony
first
Hopkins,
2
if you believe
hours
him.
was just like,
A mess.
I even had a
yes.
toilet break. I'd never do that.
But the one
I'm
thing
quite proud to say I managed to make it through 2.5 hours without needing a toilet break 2 nights in a row.
I do it all the time, but like
Well done.
I drink like those giant
The
bloody
giant cokes and
frozen
stuff.
Coke, the frozen Cokes as well. But the thing that also kind of annoyed me was I think we talked about how Bumblebee spoke, but like how easily Nemesis Prime was turned to Optimus.
Oh yeah, I know, totally right.
Like that was just way too easy. It's just like
You've
maybe he just recorded an
within 5
iPhone.
minutes, he's gone.
He just recorded it on his iPhone.
To speak, so it wasn't that easy.
Yeah, but like just him going like it's that Martha moment from Batman versus Superman.
I just find it funny if we look back on one of our podcast episodes, that's what I said. I said, I bet you B speaks in his real voice and snaps Prime out of it, and sure enough, it happened. And I literally laughed when it happened, and I clapped. I was like, yes, nailed it.
Well, then there you go.
Nice.
Go work for Paramount. Funnily enough, yeah, we didn't tell you guys. 2 people from Paramount came around to the TCCA table at Supernova.
But you know what they did? They didn't email me.
What?
No, they were going to get in touch with us after the show, but they didn't email me. So,
that's depressing.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get around to it. Probably.
Maybe.
But I think that's pretty much we've talked in depth about it, like at least for the things that Transformers fans will dissect. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things like movie critics can like say about like the plot, the pacing and all that type of stuff. So
And how that kid was completely pointless in the movie.
oh yeah,
we forgot to talk about it. Yeah, she was utterly useless.
That's how much she meant to the movie. We forgot.
She was like this little, trying to be a badass, but then
she did nothing. She threw water at like a bloody ED-209. ED-209? Yeah. So whatever.
So I thought it was going to be like a Molotov cocktail until I realized that.
And then it did nothing.
It was the motion tracking, and she was just throwing it between them, so that in the classic way, they'd shoot at the moving object and kill each other. And it totally worked.
So I was wondering what that was. I thought she just got some Gatorade and just like, hey guys, want some Gatorade?
I can't even remember. Did Squeaks actually manage to blow up that mountain with the gun that she pointed?
Yeah, he did. That's when he said, fuck you, wasn't it?
You. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. So I was like, that was stupid. He didn't even blow it up.
No, but he did. I think, did he connect his arm to something and then
big gun, and then he was like firing and flying around like...
So I thought as he approached the gun, he found like an armory or something, and he picked up the gun and took it with him or something. But yeah,
anyway,
I'd like transformed onto it.
Yeah, I think we've said all of the. So the negative section of this movie was substantially longer. Of this discussion was substantially longer.
I think we went from sort of likes and dislikes into aspects. So I think that's okay. Now. I do have a question to close out the show. What do you want to see the series do next? And I'm not talking about the Bumblebee spin-off. I'm not talking about non-core episodes. I'm talking about the next installment of the main series, because there's obviously going to be one. Is there something that you would like to see explored? Is there some particular aspect of Transformers lore that you want to see represented?
We were kind of talking about before how it would be cool if there was like Unicron and Primus like did a battle kind of thing. Yeah. That would be cool to see.
Flashback,
it won't happen, but it would just like a movie about it. Like
that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, definitely.
Well, because they have to also explain how Unicron is existing. Like, who made him then? Because Confess is the prime of life, and she made all the Transformers and Cybertron. Who the hell made Unicron?
What's his name?
And why is the Earth? Like, so that's...
Imagine if they brought in Primacron. Ugh, yuck.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what they do for a next series, or if they just reboot it. Because if they do a new movie, like not the B one,
they can't reboot it now. Like but
think about it. If they do another movie after this one, Cybertron has to be there, right above Earth. Unicron has to be Earth. Like, they've already gone so far now to where it's hard to go forward from this movie. It really is. Like, I'm honestly
just cut off the people and just have a space battle.
But I think there's plenty to do, because we don't necessarily know what Unicron is, and so we've got Quintessa on Earth saying that she knows how to kill him. So
that's what I mean. That's why it has to go on with that. What happens if a new movie comes out and Cybertron's just not there anymore, and they just don't care, and you don't get a mention of Unicron? Would you honestly be happy with that, even if it was a good movie? Would you honestly just have? But they mention nothing about that. Like,
it depends how much it distracts me from Unicron. It depends what they do.
I'm just trying to find out how much money
it costs to make a Transformers movie.
It's about. I thought it was about a couple of $100 million.
Did anyone notice the end credit? Like it was the
They were
shortest.
very short.
credit.
Well, they were so short we didn't notice them at first.
It was credits
So short.
was so short as well. They were like 2 minutes or whatever. The
It
shortest
was
credits
less
I've
than
ever
that.
Oh, I said
Yeah.
200 million. It was actually 260 million.
So
US
how much
dollars.
how much has it made so far? Is that how much it's made?
No, that was its budget. That's how much it
Okay.
cost to make.
Considering it's
Right,
only
so-
been out today, I don't think it's made much
So
money.
what was
yet.
its budget again? Sorry.
260 million.
Okay, so it's already made 15 million.
Okay.
They still have to wait for the weekend though. That's when they like.
So
properly judge.
yeah.
Is that
and
the
so-
most it's ever made in the opening day?
No, in fact, if you read the headline on Deadline, it actually says Transformers: The Last
How
Night
did you know I was there?
running out of gas with 15 million opening day. 5-day outlook is 63 to 65 million. Now, this is actually kind of important because this is one of the big movies for Paramount, and Paramount doesn't have a big movie for the rest of the year. So the question then is, so will Transformers make its money back, and will it become the $1 billion? Will it become the the $5th billion movie like they have in the past? And it's actually it's the lowest single first day since Revenge of the Fallen. So yeah, interesting.
Well, the first day is a Thursday and a Wednesday for America. So does that make a difference?
No, movies always come out on Thursdays, but I think it's interesting that they've released the movie early in some territories, because what it means is that they've spread the opening weekend out to more sessions. So all of the movie tickets that we bought on Tuesday for the advanced screening, they count towards this weekend's takings, and so they've snuck extra sessions in. They did it with Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as well. And so it's almost like it's an accounting sneaky trick kind of thing. But the fact that they're at a $15 million opening day is probably a little bit disappointing for them. But we'll
Well,
see.
they've already made back what they've earned, so what
I
they
think
put into it, right?
They bump it up 2 days though normally, so they don't have to compete with the other movies. Like Despicable Me's coming out this Friday, and there's
That's
a
not
few
going to
other
make
ones
it
as well. Yeah,
What?
but they still bump it forward 2 days. The whole point is that they're bumping it forward to not have competition with the other
Right.
movies, because
Yeah.
there's clearly a lot of people that will only go see one movie in a day. They're not going to go see two. And then, they'll still go
I've
see
never
both
done that,
movies,
so-
but they won't see it in that first few days, and therefore it blows out there.
Do you reckon Despicable Me actually? Because like it's a pretty big thing with those midgets.
Minions, midgets.
I reckon Despicable Me will make more than 15 million in its first day.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Really?
I'm not
Yeah, I
kidding, no.
reckon.
Wow. Okay. Good. What about Cars?
Like-
Cars has to make a lot of money.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, I bet you Despicable Me will make more than 15 million on its first day. We'll find out on
Is that
Friday.
Andy in the
tomorrow.
background?
That is Andy wandering around meowing. Sorry.
That's all right. I love Andy.
I think we're about done. I think we have been going for a little while now.
How long?
Almost.
It doesn't actually say on my screen, but I think it's going to be about
Almost.
an hour and a half. So yeah, I was going to be happy if we managed to talk about stuff for half an hour, but there you go.
Well, when I'm here, nope. It's gonna be a lot longer.
All right, that is it. I think we already checked to see if people had extra things to say. So I think we're done. Thank you for listening, and thank you for joining us, Kathleen. It's been
No
great to have you.
worries.
It's been great to have you on the podcast. I think we'll have to do it again soon.
Definitely.
Fantastic. And Mikey, John, thanks for joining us, and thank you everyone for taking some time out of your Thursdays for a podcast. And we're going to do it again tomorrow night with the regular installment of Australian Transformers Weekly. So you get 2 episodes of us this week. So be happy.
Lucky
Yay.
you. Lucky you.
All right. Australian Transformers Weekly, I nearly said off the shelf, is produced by Transformers Collective Club Australia. There is my cat jumping onto the desk. Thanks, Andy. There's the tail.
There's the tail.
Just be glad that he hasn't decided to turn around and just bare the ass to the camera, because like
Photo bomb. Just-
Yeah, no, that literally, and that'll be the cover photo.
It's the greatest thing about owning a cat. Yes. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can find us at transformerscca.com, and you will find links to the podcast, the Facebook Transformers Collectors Club Australia discussion group, and more. So do come along and check us out, please, and give us a good rating on iTunes if you can.
iTunes.
Most people can. We like it when you do. And Andy's just about to walk into the camera, so I think I'm going to turn off the podcast. Thanks. I actually can't turn off the podcast because he's literally walked in front of it. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone, and goodbye.
See ya.
Goodbye. What a stellar movie.